Good evening, everyone. My name is Natalie Closser, and I want to be a nurse practitioner. But first, let me tell you how I came to this job choice. Since my earliest memories, I've always wanted to go into the healthcare field. Well, of course, after wanting to be a ballerina and a singer. So I was very inspired because when I was younger, my little brother got kicked by a horse and he lost his kidney. The interactions between the nurses and my brother was just absolutely unbelievable, and I knew I wanted to help someone just like they did my brother. A few years ago, my mother got a kidney stone lodged in her pelvis, and her body began to shut down. When your body becomes septic like my mother's did, you have about a 40% chance of survival. And I was very scared, and I didn't know what to do. But thankfully, I had the nurses that were there, and they stayed calm, and they knew what they were doing, and it helped to ease my anxiety. And because of them, my mother is a survivor. Through Kickapoo U, I was given the opportunity to do an unbelievable internship. It has been absolutely amazing. But I was given a chance to, day-to-day basis, to see what it's like in the workforce. I internshiped with Dr. Bunbury of Mercy, and I was actually not going to internship a doctor because I wasn't interested in it, but I wanted to see what the difference was between a hospital setting and an office setting. So I learned what the difference was. It's the connections that are made with the patients. Dr. Bunbury had a very strong connection with all of her patients. She had a couple who came to her, and they'd been going together for over 30 years, and she would even send them anniversary cards. Dr. Bunbury's patients were truly part of her family. I learned so much during my internship. I learned how to administer shots and even how to give physical examinations. One day I even was able to observe a lab technician and be able to interpret graphs and the x-rays with her. But one of the main things I learned was patient care, because Dr. Bunbury's job changed on a day-to-day basis. She had to go from being a podiatrist to a dietitian to a counselor and to a friend. She had a patient come in one time who had been on meth for 12 years, and he was trying to get his life back together, and she was more than a friend to him that day. I also learned while I was there that I was not interested in being a doctor, so I thought, what other career could I do that is still helping people? And there was a lady that worked there, and her name was Anne, and she was a nurse practitioner, and I thought, what a great career. So the first thing when researching about nurse practitioner I learned was that not everybody can be a nurse practitioner. There's a lot of skills that are needed and mandatory. And the skill that encompasses all of them is your communication, because you have to be able to get across to your patient what you want them to know and then you need to get them to tell you stuff about themselves and open up. And that was really difficult for them to do. And so I looked at what the pathway is to be a nurse practitioner. So first you have to go to high school for 4 years, and you usually will take classes in your sciences and your math. And from there you'll go to an accredited college, and you'll obtain your BSN degree. And then after that, there's actually 2 paths that you can take. You can either go and travel and study abroad and do medical missions, or you can go into a hospital setting and get experience, or you can go straight into the nurse practitioner program. And during this nurse practitioner program, it's an additional 2 to 4 years, and you also will practice more with the medications and the dispensing of medications, and choose your setting that you would like to practice in. And after obtaining this degree, you then are able to begin your practice. These are the different settings of a nurse practitioner. About 49% go into family medicine because it is such an available career and there's always a need for them. But there's also the smaller settings such as your adult care and your oncology. And these also require some more specialized classes. As with any jobs, there's pros and there's cons. The pros of the jobs are flexibility, patient care, pay, and your job outlook. With the flexibility, in a hospital setting, you'll usually work about 8 to 12-hour shifts. But if you own your own business as a nurse practitioner, you're able to choose how many people that you can see and also your hours of work. As for the patient care, that's just a part of the job, and if you don't want to see your patients improve every day and you don't want to help them, it's probably not the right career for you. With the pay, it's very competitive, and there's always enough to have a stable family. And then the job outlook is always very high. As for the negatives, there's your lawsuits, your debts, and your insurance companies. With lawsuits, that can either be malpractice or it can be a patient that's dissatisfied with the results. And this can be a very messy job when it goes to the law and can really affect your credibility. In the medical field, you will work with debts every day, and it's really hard to see patients that you have been seeing for a long time pass away. And the last negative is your insurance companies. Last year, there was a lady that came into Dr. Bunbury's office, and she had a very small mass in her lower abdomen. And Dr. Bunbury told her to go and see a specialist. The insurance company could not pay for it, and she decided to not get it done. When she came in, this small mass on her abdomen had become a large hardened mass. And she found out that she had stage 4 ovarian cancer. And this could have been changed if it wasn't for the insurance companies not being able to pay. As I said before, the job outlook is very, very high. There's a 22% job increase between 2012 and 2022, and there is a lot of job availability and spots open. In the medical field, there is unlimited opportunities to help people. You can go on medical missions and help impoverished countries and give treatment, or you can even just go and volunteer in your local community and go and feed people and help them. And then also you can give free exams to people who aren't able to pay, or you can just go into the school and give free public health education. And for my future plans, I will be attending William Jewell, and I will obtain my BSN in nursing. And then after that, I would like to travel and gain experience. So I'm looking at either doing travel nursing or also going into the Peace Corps. And then after that, I would like to obtain my nurse practitioner degree. And I was very inspired by Dr. Bunbury when I was given the opportunity to internship with her, because usually she only takes college students that are going into the physician's assistant program. And she really inspired me to look into being a nursing teacher when I'm older. And I want to help someone just like I have been helped through, and my brother and parents. Thank you.